Hello, hello. Um, Good morning. At least it's morning for me. I don't know if it's morning for you, but if it is, good morning. If not, good day, good evening, good night, whatever time it may be when you're listening to this. I just hope that it's good. That's all that I really ever hope for. For good, for peace, happiness. That's really all I ever hope for. Well, maybe not all, but it's kind of part of the end all be all. Because if you're not happy, then what's going on? You know, I mean, given in this day and age, in this economy, the state of the world, and everything, when you look at things at large, there's a lot to be unhappy about. But when you shrink down, come back to yourself, and you look around you, there has to be at least one thing to be happy about. One thing that can make you smile, whether it be the flowers, the clouds, the trees, or even just the birds singing, there's got to be something that brings you a little bit of peace, a little bit of happiness. It doesn't have to be the biggest smile that it puts on your face, but even just a little grin, whether it be like I don't know, like a corny joke or something. You know, I mean, granted, okay, a corny joke isn't going to be like laying in front of you, but if we were thinking material, you can just, I don't know, take a moment to think about yourself and where you are. Maybe you're not where you want to be, but progress makes. Mm, I don't know. I always have trouble finishing this phrase, and I don't know if it's like an actual phrase that people say or if it's just something that I came up with in my own head. And I don't want to say progress makes perfection. I mean, I guess it could, because, when you master something, it you don't just like master it in a day or in a week, or maybe you did, maybe you can, depends on what it is. But I don't think you could really master anything in such a short period of time. But that's just me. Maybe that's too general of a statement, though. I tend to overthink things anyway. Clearly, I mean, I was trying to flick an ant off my leg. um I don't know. I just I don't know. This was supposed to be like a test audio, and here I am 3 minutes later still talking. But I don't know. I just what was I talking about? That's kind of how I feel right now. Um, I don't know. There's a lot to be happy about, or at least one thing. Me personally, I'm happy to be able to sit outside in the woods, listening to the birds, looking at the sun shine through the trees, watching the water flow down this. It's not a river, like a creek almost. I'm not really sure what to call it. Perhaps I should look it up, expand my vocabulary, if you will. I have been feeling like the need to expand my vocabulary because sometimes I want to talk about things and I just don't know what words to use, or the words that I do have in mind don't really seem to fit right. Like, you know, there's so many words out there, and all words are made up. The only reason why we use them is because we maybe not all agree. Somebody agreed, like, this word means this, that word means that, you know? But that doesn't mean we have to use them either. Like slurs and, you know, bad words. Like, we don't have to cuss and say all of these things, but we do because they have meaning behind them. We've established that they have meaning, and sometimes saying those words can help us express our feelings, express our emotions. Sometimes you stub your toe and you say fuck, or sometimes you stub your toe and you say ow. But either way, you still express that you are in pain. But our choice of words does matter. Whether you stubbed your toe or you're trying to talk through, wow, the way my mind just went blank. Whether you stubbed your toe or you're trying to, talk through a situation or, express your feelings and emotions, your choice of words does matter. I mean, think about it. Maybe not everybody reads, but those who do will know that choice of words does matter. Like, if you're gonna, oh my god, the way my mind is blanking right now is kind of scaring me, annoying me almost. But like, if you read the way that the author explains and describes what's going on in the book or whatever it is you may be reading, the choice of words does matter. Like, you can say that it's hot. Like, right now, it's hot outside. Or I could say that it's humid, muggy, kind of steamy almost. Like, the sun is still rising, so we're not at like peak heat time yet, but it's not as cool as it was like 2-3 hours ago. So it's getting a little steamy. Things are starting to cook over here. Oh, even though we're in September, it's a little scary that it's gonna be 93 degrees today, I think. Like, in September. I know it's early September, it's only September 7th. However, I don't want to be cooking in September. I'm sorry. But, I just have to face reality, and, global warming is real. Maybe I don't have to accept. Well, no. I do have to accept that it is hot because it is hot and it's going to be hot today. However, I can try to do my part in keeping the earth from warming up so quickly. Because as we know, the average temperature of the world is steadily rising, increasing, whichever word they both mean. They're similes. They're synonyms for each other. That's the word. I said similes. I did not mean to say. Damn. I think I may have shut my mic off. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. But, yeah, I don't know. I just kind of came to the park, sat down, put my mic in my phone, and just started rambling. Just because I felt the need to. Yeah. There is some construction going on at the park at the moment, so if you do hear like banging and clashing and things, then that's what that is. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder what's going on over there. I hear some shouting. I don't think the park is the ideal place for me to attempt to record like podcast episodes and things, but this is more of like a tester kind of setting. I don't know. I don't know. I think the problem is that I want to meet some type of standard, some type of expectation when it comes to like podcasting and things, because it is something that I thought about quite a bit. But I just don't really know where to start. Like, should I just do a recording like this and just upload it and hope for the best? And I mean, I guess you have to start somewhere, right? Maybe this is my start. Maybe this is by somewhere. Yep. All right, I get it. This is my start. This is my somewhere. The birds have spoken. Yes, yes. And it's the same bird. I don't know. Perhaps this is my start. Perhaps this is my somewhere. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I need to do what I want to do. Not what other people want to do. But not what other. What the? I keep on accidentally pressing the button on my little tiny microphone. I'm sorry. Also, I don't know how close or how far. I mean, it is supposed to be up close, I guess. And I am pretty soft spoken, and I can be quite monotone at times, so perhaps I should just keep it up closer to my mouth. Yeah. Um, I don't know. Typically, I have nothing but thoughts running through my head, and all of a sudden, brain empty, head empty. What is going on here? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. There was a hair on my mic, I'm sorry. So much dead silence, so much dead space, empty space. Is it empty? There's always noise. Maybe not noise, sound. Noise is more so like, I don't want to say uncalled for, but unwanted. Noise is unwanted sound, I feel like. Or just like, I don't know. Is that what the definition of noise is? Let's look at the definition of noise. See, one thing about me is I like to be correct. So, a sound. Okay, so one thing about me is I like to be correct. So, yeah. Anyway, whatever. So, by definition, I looked this up on Google. Noise, a sound, especially one that is loud or unpleasant, or that causes disturbance. Making a noise like a pig in a trough. Trough? I don't know how to pronounce that word. Or 2, technical, irregular fluctuations that accompany a transmitted electrical signal but are not part of it and tend to obscure it. Oh, like white noise type beat. Or verb. Noise can be a verb. So noise is both a noun and a verb. And the first, there's 2 definitions for both noun and verb. So the first definition for verb is talk about or make known publicly. Noise. Okay, I can see that. Like, you make noise it's like awareness. It's like spreading awareness almost. At least that's how it connects in my brain, you know? Um yeah, spreading awareness about things that have happened like in recent times. I don't want to say a perfect example, but the first example that came to my head was an Uber driver who had a seizure while Ubering and was abused by the police officers who arrived on scene who were meant to help him. I saw I saw body cam footage the other day, and it was very disturbing. It was very saddening. It brought tears to my eyes because I genuinely was hurt. I was hurt for him because he was uh um I need to find his name because I don't want to just like, but I'm also kind of just talking to myself. Maybe not. We'll see. I like to be correct. I don't want to spread misinformation. Like one thing about me is I will fact check. Fact check myself. I'll fact check you. If the math ain't mathin', then I I won't believe it. Okay, so I'll read word for word the tweet that I saw in the best way that I can. I say this because I don't know how to pronounce all the words sometimes. Sometimes I come across words, but I'm like, I know what they mean. Like, I've seen them, they look familiar, you know, but I'm not always sure how to pronounce them. But at least I'm being honest about it. And I'm really bad with names too. So, okay. So it says here, this is a tweet by at It's a Vibe. A local Rhode Island trainer, Taj Eddington, was Uber driving when he suffered a seizure. Providence police mishandled him while he was unconscious and left him with injuries, but they are now seeking to charge him with assault and resisting arrest. And then there are some photos and um, the caption of an Instagram post. Oh, the caption of his Instagram posts. Excuse me, because Taj was making noise, spreading awareness about what had happened to him and his experience. Wow, you know that. I just had an idea. Like a ah, huh. Okay, sorry. My brain moves really fast, so sometimes I'll have like thoughts back to back to back. Anyway, um, yeah, he was making noise, spreading awareness about what happened. And he says, please share, reaching out to you to help me shed light on a situation I just experienced with the Providence Police Department. I recently was driving Uber when I experienced an epileptic seizure while driving. I had a small accident into a building where I was then unconscious, according to the passenger in my vehicle. The first responding officers decided to mishandle me while I was unconscious. I suffered stitches on my lip, lacerations all over my wrist from handcuffs, a broken thumb and wrist, and bruises all over my face and body. They're trying to charge me with resisting arrest and simple assault. They're trying to justify what they did to me by saying I attacked them. I have a history of seizures and I have a medical excuse me, sorry. I have a history of seizures and I have medical documentation that states that when I finally gained consciousness, the medical staff knew exactly what was going on with me. I hope this reaches you and you can help me shed some light on a problem I didn't know was so prevalent. Excuse me. Please help me shed. Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. I just don't know how to read, apparently. Please help me share this and bring awareness to the story. If you know anyone who can help me with with the situation, please send this to them or direct me to them. Please and thank you. Peace, love, and Light bulb emoji. Ah, damn. Sorry. I just thought it was. Anyway, no, I'm not even gonna. But anyway, now let's circle back to the definition of noise, in which it can be a verb to talk about or make something noise. That's also another definition of noise. That motorcycle, it's interrupting me, and it's being very rude right now. I think it's a motorcycle. It sounds like a motorcycle to me. Yeah, and he's being a little bit of a dickhead about it. Excuse my language, but like, it's 9 in the morning. I mean, okay, yeah. I'm sure most people are already up and out. It is Thursday after all. However, that was a lot of revving. I don't know. But I don't drive a motorcycle, so I don't even drive, period. Um, I'm a passenger princess at heart. I'm really scatterbrained, so this might be a little hard to listen to. But I hope the message still comes across the same. There's noise everywhere. Whether or not you consider it noise is up to you, because not all sounds that are made are noisy. Some people may consider some genres of music to be noisy, while others enjoy it and listen to it regularly. Just a little, not food for thought, but like thought for thought, word for thought. Not too sure how to phrase it. Um, Sorry, I started staring at this tree or this branch, these leaves that have sunlight shining on them, and I think it just looks so pretty. It's the little things. I do enjoy the little things, like the water flowing down this creek, and there's some sunlight shining on the creek too, and the birds singing or calling for each other. It's nice. It's peaceful. At least when you block out the construction noise that's going on too. I don't know if you could hear it, but I can hear it faintly in the distance. It's far, but close enough, you know. But yeah, circling back to the um circling back to the body cam footage regarding Mr. Eddington, who was abused by the police. Basically, it was very apparent in the body cam footage that he was disoriented. um I just feel that the way that they handled the situation. Let me take a moment to pick my words wisely, because I'm kind of jumbling up my words at the moment. I feel like I don't feel as though the officers on scene handled the situation in the best way. There are many things that they could have done differently. They did not need to, like, manhandle him, basically. Like, he was in a chokehold. He literally said, "I can't breathe." And when he said that, when I heard him say that, it it gave me chills. It gave me chills, and I immediately started tearing up, crying basically. I mean, it hurt to see because imagine if that was me. Well, that's what I was saying to myself anyway. I was imagining if that was me. Although I'm a passenger princess at the moment, that doesn't mean that I won't ever drive. You know, it's not something that I don't want to say it's not something that I need to do at the moment because it would give me a lot more freedom. Damn, I did not mean to have a therapy session right now with myself. Anyway, um, not that it's something that I don't need to do, it's just something I don't feel I need to do right now. And I'm also fearful. I was in a in I was in a car accident when I was like about 6 or 7 years old, I would say. I don't remember the year exactly, but it was pretty traumatizing for me. I wasn't wearing my seatbelt at the time, and I was sitting in the back seat, because I was young. Lucky for me, I was sitting like behind the driver. I was sitting behind the driver and not in the middle, because then I would have gone through the windshield. Instead, my face just hit the back of the headrest, and I was okay. But it was scary. If I had my seatbelt on, I wouldn't have hit the headrest at all. If I had sat in the middle, I would have went through the windshield, or could have went through the windshield. I don't. It's not like correlation doesn't equal causation. That's kind of what that drives back to. But anyway, yeah, it traumatized me a little bit. Ever since then, first thing I do when I get in the car is put my seatbelt on. Like once I'm settled and I'm sat down, got the seatbelt right on. Doesn't matter if we haven't moved yet. Doesn't matter if we're going to be sitting in the car because we're still waiting for someone to come down. I have my seatbelt on already, and it's because of the trauma. I think anyway. Um, it it's good and bad. It comes with the good and the bad. The good, I always put my seatbelt on. You can count on me to put my seatbelt on whenever I'm in the car with you. Trust and believe. But I am scared to drive because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, you can't be in control all the time. You can't be in control of others. You can be in control of yourself. And that's what I've been working on telling myself to help ease the anxiety that I have, the driving anxiety that I have. But I don't want to rush myself because I don't want to have like a panic attack behind the wheel because I don't think that would be good for me or anyone in the vicinity. I don't want to hurt anyone else. I don't want to hurt myself, especially in a car because car go boom sometimes and I don't want car to go boom while I'm driving. I regressed quite a bit in those two sentences or that statement, whatever. Sometimes when I'm talking about serious things, I use silly words like just the way that I phrase them. I tend to overanalyze everything though, especially myself. But anyway, um I don't know where I was going with this really. But the trauma is there, but we're working on it slowly. Progress makes something. Even if you're not where you're at today, or tomorrow, or the next day, or even a week or a month from now, you'll get there eventually. Baby steps, You can't just go from the first floor to the third floor in one step. You could take the elevator, sure, but you still have to wait. Maybe not as long as going up the stairs, depending on the, depending on the circumstances. But, still, even still, you still have to wait. You still have to be patient. All good things take time. And that took me a long time to figure out. Well, it feels like a long time. I still feel like I'm figuring it out. No one ever has it really sorted, I feel like. No one ever has their life all planned. Well, you can plan out your life, but that doesn't mean just because you plan it doesn't mean that's the way it's gonna go. You know? I had my life planned out once upon a time. And let me tell you, it's not panning out how I planned it to. But that's okay. Because life is a journey anyway. A journey full of lessons everywhere you go. Signs and synchronicities are all around you. If that's what you believe. That's what I believe anyway. And if you believe too, that's cool. And if you don't, why not? Why don't you believe in the signs and synchronicities around you? Is it going to hurt you if you do? Anything can be harmful if you overindulge. You have to take things in moderation. That goes for everything. Even water can kill you if you drink too much of it in one go. Moderation. You have to pace yourself. Take your time. And it's really hard. And it really sucks because this world is so fast paced. Everything has become so fast paced. And no one has. Well, I'm not going to say no one. I can't make like all or nothing statements like that because they're not true. A lot of people, I feel like, have lost their patience or don't have any at all. But what's the rush? What are you running to? What are you running towards? What is so important that you can't just, take the time? I mean, yes, there are things that need to be rushed, like medical emergencies and things of that nature. However, that's not true for everything. But everywhere you go, it feels like people are in a rush. When you're on the road, people are speeding. On the sidewalks, people are running, and not always for cardio. Sometimes people are running just, sometimes people are running late. Things are situational. However, is it worth rushing? That's up to you, for you to decide. Well, it's just a thought. Is it worth rushing? Did rushing really help you? That's what I feel like. I guess so. Sorry, I'm kind of thinking to myself now. I feel like the reason why people rush is because it's worked out for them for so long. Like, why not just keep doing it? I feel like that's how a lot of things go. A lot of people are reluctant to change because, well, this has worked for me for so long. Why should I change now? Why not? Try something new. And if you don't like it, you don't have to try it again. That's okay. But, you also have to use your discernment and be rational about things. Don't just go and do things willy nilly just because you want to try something new. If the time is right, things allow, go for it. You can't just focus on the one thing. Like, you have to put things into perspective. Everything is different for everybody. We might have grown up in the same household, but we have different experiences. We're all growing up in the same world, but we all have different experiences, all that are worthy to share. Sometimes people need to learn lessons firsthand. I've learned that myself. However, other times, just through relaying, expressing, talking about things that you have gone through firsthand can help somebody else without them having to experience it firsthand. Why make somebody else suffer the same pain as you when they don't have to? Just because you did? Sounds a little selfish if you ask me. But sometimes people do need to learn the hard way, quote unquote, because then it's the lesson sticks better. It's all about the lesson. Does it stick? Yeah, I can tell you something. Sure. But did you understand the words that I say? Did you understand the words that I said? Excuse me. Goodness. And does it make sense to you? Can you relay it to somebody else? Can you reword it to somebody else when they don't understand the first time you explain it? That's how you know you understand something. If you can explain a topic or something in multiple different ways, that's how you know you understand it. Yeah, I can know how to do something. I know how to tie my shoe, but is it just muscle memory or do I really know how to tie my shoe? You know? Something to think about, I feel like. There's lessons to be found all around. Sometimes we're a little too narrow minded, or like, tunnel vision. I feel like a lot of people have tunnel vision. They only see what's in front of them, they forget to look around. And I'm guilty of this too. I do this all the time. Like sometimes I'm just so focused on whatever activity I'm on that I forget to look around, see where I am, see what's going on around me, because your environment does have, like, it does come into play with uh, you as a person, me as a person, nature and nurture both at work. That's how people evolve. That's how animals evolved. Jeez. My enunciation is not very good today. Um yeah, but you can't evolve if you don't change. Sometimes to cause change, you need to make some noise. See how I circled back? You see how I circled back? I don't know. Maybe I'll do like a word of the day kind of thing and define it and bring it. Oh, that'd be really cool. I'm thinking about the perspectives of. Sorry, my brain just moves so fast sometimes. Like, I think way faster than I can speak. But that's also because when I speak, I try to, like, be clear and concise. Because if I spoke at the same rate that I thought, you would never understand me. It would be mumble jumble all the time. And sometimes I do mumble jumble, but it's usually when I don't really want to say things. Like, I don't know, like someone's trying to have a conversation with me and I just really am not up to it. I'll start mumble jumbling, like, can we get this over with, please? um, Something, I don't know. Excuse me. In retrospect, thinking about that now, it feels pretty rude. Like, the mumble jumble just to get people to go away from me. Instead, I probably should say, express myself and say, I'm not really in the mindset to talk right now. Can we carry this conversation later? I sometimes come up with solutions for myself, like way after the fact. Wishing that I would have come up with it in the moment. But like I said before, good things take time. Strive to make progress, not to be perfect. Because perfection doesn't exist. Things may seem perfect. Anyone can seem perfect, put up this illusion, put up this facade. But perfection does not exist. Strive to make progress instead, because that's more attainable, more easily attainable. And if you can attain something, you'll feel a little bit of accomplishment in yourself. And the more that you can accomplish, the more that you'll strive to accomplish. I feel like I should have used a different word there. But hopefully you get the message. Hopefully you're picking up what I'm putting down. You can understand where I'm coming from, my perspective. My goodness, my voice is starting to give out, so maybe I should stop talking now. But hopefully you picked up what I put down and you understand my perspective, where I'm coming from, and just take some time to let these thoughts marinate. Really think about it. You don't have to if you don't want to, and that's okay. It's completely up to you. Your life, your body, your thoughts. You do whatever you want. However, I would appreciate it if you did take the time to think about it. Strive for progress instead of perfection. I feel like it's a lot better. Why? Because it's not so taunting. It's not so draining on the mind. Because if you only ever go for perfection, then you'll never really want to do anything. And that's a projection of myself because I am a perfectionist. Or so I would say. I feel like I'm a perfectionist. I always strive for perfection instead of progression, but I am working on it. I am working on it because it's a work in progress. Always. Yeah, I hope something stuck with you. Hope something resonated with you. Hopefully you could take like a lesson or something from this. Thanks for listening. And I hope you listen again. See you next time.